Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot in a red state, utilizing Tarot to offer insight into these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be the destruction of the White House and specifically the East Wing. Okay, so the heart of this reading is going to be this letter that the National Trust sent to this administration to halt the construction of this stupid ballroom and to follow the, quote, legally required public review process before it continues. This is reporting from Politico, and I'll link that article in the description for you. That this process should include consultation with the National Capital Planning Commission, the Planning Authority for Federal Lands and Buildings throughout the Washington region, and the Commission of the Fine Arts. The letter states, and I know that the National Park Service has also been mentioned in various reporting. So that's kind of the heart of what I want to look at is is he going to stop? Which I doubt that he does. The other thing that's kind of like, I have a whole list of questions. This may actually end up being two readings. One is, I saw this question being asked on TikTok, and I was like, that's a reading. And this person was talking about, these are legacy projects. These are projects that, usually would be built and named for someone, like after they exit the world. And Trump is doing them now. And so, because he's a malignant narcissist and he wants to see all of this adoration and accolades, for himself before he dies. I mean, he's 79. I mean, it's safe to say that at some point he is going to, exit this world, regardless of his current health issues. And so, I want to look in that, is that why he's doing this, so that he can see, these wonderful things before, has he been given a timeline, like TikTok? And so that's kind of the second part. Does he know has he been given, an expiration date? And then some of the other questions that I have here is it going to be completed? And then I want to know, is the East Wing ever going to be restored? Is the Rose Garden going to be restored? And are these stupid vanity projects going to actually continue? I just cannot see a United States in which we allow these stupid vanity projects to actually stand. So that's what I want to look at. And so probably base reading and doing the National Trust and them saying you have to stop. What does that look like? And then the second part for sure is going to be has he been given an expiration date? And the tarot I'm using today is the Wiser Tarot. This is really good for health readings. So whenever I get over to the health side, I'll explain kind of why I'm using that a little bit better. So, as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Looking into the first part of this base reading into this letter that the National Trust sent, asking that the administration halt this process. I don't know if there's going to be any legal ramifications for this. Can they legally make him stop? But let's just look at, let me start with base reading into the request of telling him to stop. No has never been something that he has responded well to. So let's see. Okay, and as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Looking into, is he going to stop? And this is, he's made the plans. He's looking over the plans, okay? So this is planting the seeds. I mean, the literal definition for this is you've planted the seeds for the future and now you're waiting to see the rewards of your hard work, which I usually then also read the rewards comes up in the 9 of Pentacles, you're starting to see those rewards, okay? So this is making those plans. And the challenge to his plans is word got out that he so this is going to be that letter, okay? Because pages are messengers and wands just is messages. So you definitely, so this is kind of like the super message card, just like my Queen of Cups I always say is the super nurturer. This is going to be like just literally the communication card. So he's been given this letter, and that's what's challenging his plans. The options. What do we have coming in for the options? Here is Mad King Don. Sitting there on his throne. I'm kind of looking at that. So the options are, how does he lead? How does, what kind of leader does he want to be? And also, he really thinks like he has the right to do this. His options are, he's king and he can do whatever he wants. The foundation for this is going to be the Chariot. This is a card of going forward, and I was curious about this card because of some questions I had in another reading and that I was doing, and I looked up the lower energy of this. Actually, my husband had questions about the lower energy, and this is, instead of moving forward with ease, this is more of a card of like things being in disarray. And as I was reading through it, I was like, oh, it's kind of like the wheels on the bus are coming off. You know, we can sing that, you know, the wheels on the bus are coming off. That's what this is. So he is trying to project strength. He's trying to project that, you know, he is king, when really the lower energy of this card is in complete disarray, disorganization, not going forward. It's like these, you know, these in this card, it's the Sphinxes, but another cards in other decks, it's horses. And here you can even see they're kind of going different directions. Now that I look at this, yeah. They're kind of going even in different directions. So I think that it is, as much as he's trying to project strength, it's in complete disarray. Okay, the recent influences, I was going to say it's the Tower card. It's not, but it's people rising up. People are not happy about our house being demolished by, you know, the shit stain sitting there in the Oval Office with all of his gaudy crap. Okay, and that's how I feel about that. And the potential here is Ace of Wands, some kind of bully club, some kind of messaging. Let me put some more cards on that, because there's going to be some big messaging that comes out. And I think that the American people have said, we do not want this at all. Let me see here more about this Ace of Wands, the bully wand. Is he just going to bully his way like, I can do this because... Okay, and with this, pages, something of substance being offered. There's something, but it's not, let me see here. Oh, and it gets put to an end. Yay. That, or it is his, it's his vanity death project. I will put more cards on that just to make sure, because there's like message and karma is the bitch. I really think like this is just going right into that the next question I have, which is the bully wand, him wanting to offer something. It's almost like to the American people after he is no more. You know, like major transformation and moving forward. This is also the reason I say this is my karma card, is the ruler for this is Jupiter, and that's our good luck card. So in the lower energy, it's going to be karma. Okay, you reap what you sow. Oh, and that's actually here in the center of this too. You reap what you sow. Yeah, the people do not, this is not a beloved thing at all. We see this as like a huge eyesore, and definitely don't want, it's bad enough he put all that gold crap in there. The other concern about this stupid ballroom, which I was doing like the Google, you know, voice lookups thing, and I was like, this stupid fucking ballroom. And anyway, AI kind of just overlooked my colorful language with that. My husband was laughing. He's like, I can't believe you're asking AI about the, quote, stupid fucking ballroom. I'm like, I'm totally asking about that. But back to this. The White House is only 55,000 square feet. This stupid ballroom is 90,000 square feet. And so it's just going to be this nasty, gaudy, awful looking, tacky addition that's going to like dwarf the White House. Like it's almost going to be twice as big. And I mean, everything he does has to be just gaudy shit. So expect that. So that's why it's like it's quite the vanity project that he is going to, leave with the American people after he's gone. I tell you what, everything that this shit stain has done is, like, oh, I was talking with someone on Blue Sky, and I'm going to get into this a little bit more I'm going to do a Adelita Grijalva update reading, and this person, Catherine, on TikTok, so if you're or on Blue Sky, so if you're watching, hi, she pointed out about how the tower card had come up in one of those weeks, and she was like, the tower card, is that not the demolition of the East Wing? And I was like, oh my God, it totally is. And so that's what we have, is the demolition of our beloved, people's house. And so, yeah, with these cards coming up here, it's a vanity project. Because it's like a legacy thing. But the karma is that nobody wants this, eyesore at all. I mean, look at what he did to the Rose Garden. And that furniture is the exact furniture that's at Mar-a-Lago. So he's turning it into Mar-a-Lago, which is just this. Anyway, so let's see. Is he going to be stopped? Is this stupid ballroom going to be stopped? I'm going to put this over here because I have a feeling that's more like, he wants this to be his legacy. So I just want to know, is it going to be stopped? And with it being stopped, whoo, there's the destruction. And you saw me shuffle. There's the tower card, the destruction of the East Wing. I hope that, I wonder if this leads to like even more outrage. Like it's just more fuel to push this administration on over the cliff here. And wanting to offer something, this is a false, in its higher energy, this is like the knight in shining armor. This is someone who offers, friendship. This is someone who's offering, positive changes, emotional changes. However, Donald Trump never offers anything positive. All of his cards will always be read in the lower energy. So this is a false friend. So he's lying. He, whatever, he had said that he was not going to touch the existing structure, and now he had to demolish the entire East Wing. And people are not happy about this at all. Not happy at all. A judge, there's somebody that tells them to stop, somebody that is able to, put a stop to this. Legal. That's the legal stuff. And Page of Cups. This has always been my yes card. Pages, happy messages. This is also, our little toddler in chief. And just imagine the little temper tantrum that he would be throwing if he was told no. And yeah, the temper tantrum he would throw if he's told no. So is this thing going to actually get finished? Is this thing going to get finished? No. The reason I say I really think that there's going to be something that makes him stop. It's probably the pushback. Because, he always, like any bully, he caves under the pressure because he's a malignant narcissist. A malignant narcissist cannot stand when people don't love and adore him. And so that's going to be kind of more why he may put a pause on it. But, yeah, and that's because I asked, is it going to be stopped? And you get this, restrictions, whatever the messaging is that's coming out of this. Queens are going to be the caretakers. So this could be that national trust. It could embody that of, the caregivers, the caretakers that are saying you have to stop this. And then the winning at all cost. But this is also a like he's already done it. There's already like, well, I've already done it, and it's like, no, you're gonna like. I'm almost feeling with this card of him saying, well, I've already started it, and they're still saying it doesn't matter. You're gonna stop. Okay, because we can actually, rebuild the East Wing at this point before he puts in that gaudy, god-awful, and it's going to be all that tacky gold shit. So where I want to go now is I want to look into, I know I've said I can't read on his mental health anymore. I just, from what I've observed and what is coming up in the cards, it doesn't make sense. So, and I've said that when Jack Cocherella, he's now with the Bulwark also, when he calls him President Pudding Brain, that is the kindest thing that could be said. And I'm a little upset about that because I have a gray cat who's just, he's a very sweet cat. And now I always call him a little pudding brain, but now I can't even call him that anymore because I think of the shit stain. So let me look into, I want to build off of these cards here of, like, does he, I can't get these, like, does he know that this is a, like, he's had an expiration date, and so that's why he's, now, there we go. I thought I had that episode now. Does he now know that he has an expiration date, and that's why he's doing this, because he wants to see progress of these great things that he's going to leave the world with. Okay, I'm going to actually pick up all of these, and I'm just going to leave these other 3 cards out because I want to build this reading off of this right here. Okay. So how do I want to ask this? Want to know about, has he been given an expiration date? Has he been given a timeline here of his health? And a base reading into, and I kind of want to do more his physical health, because as I said, his mental health, I can't read on it anymore. So his physical health, what do we need to know about that? Okay, and with his physical health, okay, a lot of yellow here. So, and then overcoming, having to control the orange beast. I still think that this yellow, and this is why I like to use this deck. My tarot mentor had pointed out about how good this is. The colors and like the are so vibrant and kind of, they're a little bit different than the traditional Rider-Waite, and it just lends itself really well to the imagery for health. So that's why I wanted to use this one for this. So the yellow here I'm seeing as all that fluid that is the buildup. And then here he is, the orange beast, and being something that is like a long-term treatment plan is kind of what I'm feeling with this. The infinity sign here for longevity. And I'm seeing this like giving the orange beast his medicine. And it's something that's been going on for a long time. And then here we have, this fluid, the fluid buildup. And, oh, I've never even noticed this before. Oh, wow, he's standing on water. There's water just everywhere at the very bottom of this. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Let me see if I can get that. But there's water all through here. So, yeah, the fluids. And King of Pentacles. The Pentacles are going to be the treatment plans. Okay. And so the challenge is probably going to be either and I've gotten that the treatment plan either isn't working, that or he's not following the treatment plan. Which, I mean, did you hear that stupid McDonald's order? I mean, what was it? Was it a Big Mac and a quarter pounder with cheese? And there was like 3 sandwiches. There was, because it was like, and a quarter pounder with cheese and like the fish sandwich, and then he like mashes them together or something. It's like, oh my God, that's just ew. And so he's not following the treatment plan, and it's causing, like, I'm just seeing that yellow is what's really standing out, and that much salt. I mean, he's already retaining water, and then you're going to eat that high of a sodium diet. And then the Diet Coke, that's nothing but sodium as well. So, I mean, there's all that water retention, and they're trying to get that, water off of him. Okay. Page of Cups. Let me kind of look at that for a minute. I'm asking about his health. So messages about emotions. So messages about his mental faculties here. And here's the in some of these cards, you've got, whenever you see the water here, it's like, how are we going to navigate the stormy seas? Here is, once again, very watery card. So all the water that he is retaining. Notice here the red, his cankles here. And also, we've talked about possibilities of, TIAs and strokes, and here's the red, going around his head. So I just really like the symbology with this. This is going to be medical doctors. Okay, the swords is going to be anything legal, anything medical. And so here the doctors are telling him what he has to do. And what I'm noticing here is the dark of the stone that this doctor's setting on. So this is telling me, like, he's been given, like, very strict, solid advice. This is what you need to do, but he's not doing it. Okay, so the doctor can only do so much because he's just not doing what the doctor says. He doesn't like being told what to do. It's his heart, and we've gone through this before, and look at all the rain. So the congestive heart failure. And with this coming up in the recent influences, like this is not just the past, but this is what he's most recently been dealing with. And the moon card, he's trying to keep it hidden. He's not keeping it hidden very well. It's also a changing situation. This is also the moon card. It rules is a very watery card also. You've got the water here. So yeah, I think that he's been told that he's not doing well. So when, let's see. When can we, okay, I'm just going to ask. When is he going to have another health event like he did at the end of August? Honestly, I've never gotten that he would die in office. I'm sorry. But when is he going to, like, is it going to get to where he just can't stay in office because of his health? They're going to prop him up for as long as they can. Oh, the devil. Trump's fucking Satan. They're going to prop him up for as long as they can prop him up. Okay. And yeah, they're just gonna continue propping him up. I don't see him leave. I mean, this is actually an exiting card. But I kind of wonder if this isn't, I wonder if he's not going to be fleeing the country, honestly. That's kind of what I feel like that possibly could be with this. Okay, besides the fact that, Trump is fucking Satan, look here at the, around the ankles. Okay. And then, so, he's got those cankles. Here is the red around the, his head. There's a lot of black dark here. So, it's been going on. This has been something that's been going on for a while. They're trying to keep it hidden, but they can't keep it hidden any longer. And then there's his buddy, Satan. So, let me see where I am on time. So with this, there is going to be he's going to stop or at least put a pause on it. That King of Swords tells me. So someone, I don't know if they can legally like tell him to stop, but there's there's an organization, it could be this trust, that has got his attention enough to where he's going to put a pause on it because he realizes that the American people hate him. I mean, that he should have seen that, over the weekend. And this is just that further making people mad. And I think that it's going to be because he doesn't like it when people don't like him. So it's his vanity. That's why. And as far as these vanity projects, oh yeah, he's been given an expiration date, and he wants to see, it's almost this feeling of like, he knows we hate him, and that whenever he's gone, that stuff is going to go away. So he wants to try to do that. Like, he wants to scar the White House now so that it can't be undone. That's what he's doing. Like, well, I'll just show them. I'll just do this before I exit. And it's like, oh, we'll take care of that. The other thing, he's raising money for this, and it's a pay to play scheme. I'm expecting that to be yes. I mean, like, and there's a list of donors, can we just like put their, bought and paid for by, all of these people? If anything, that should be where we don't. We need to be aware of where we're spending our money. And I did get that for the No Kings and for the Resistance. There's going to be, I was getting like more strategically focused on the, on financial stuff, on putting the, like economic, pressure. And then also additional, like more localized type protests. And I whenever I did the call this past week, was it Tuesday, Wednesday, and that was kind of what they were, kind of going towards, like, yeah, we're going to be moving more into like maybe some of that economic resistance. So that would be a good place to start. Anybody who, donated to that stupid ballroom, it will forever be known as the stupid ballroom, by the way. Oh, I want to know, is this stuff going to go away whenever he goes away? Is this stuff going to go away? And I'll just do a real quick 3 cards. Is this stuff going to go away? Are we going to get the Rose Garden back? And are we going to get the East Wing back? Okay, as far as getting things back, messages, something of value being offered, the burden of, what has happened, and moving on from it. So, yeah, I think so. I think that there'll be, I even have in my notes, like, would it be repurposed? Would it be, like, it's a burden for the people and that we're just, like, we're moving on from it. So, yeah, I think that there'll be something positive that that this stuff will be turned into that does not carry the stench of Trump. Okay. And I think, yeah, I'm just looking at that. I think that's kind of where I want to wrap this one up at. So, yeah, expect some kind of pause on that. And, I don't know that it's not going to, I'm surprised it actually even got started. So expect some kind of pause. It's almost feeling like he's putting a pause on it because he knows everybody's mad and he's wanting like things to just kind of calm down. But in the meantime, there's like all this other stuff that happens. So I really don't know how much more of that is going to be continued before he is no longer in office. So that's what I get today. Let's I hope that it gets stopped sooner rather than later. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'll put another reading up here for you to check out. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a great day.